Have you ever wondered about other countries and the politics that they have? Today I'm going to talk about the Communist Party of China, or the CPC, and why they are an influence today. First I will talk about the history of the CPC, then I will talk about the influence that they have had on China's history, and then I will talk about the influence and the power that they have today. So, starting with the history, the CPC, they were founded in 1921 by revolutionaries under the ideas of Marxism and Leninism, which started with the Russian Revolution. They were kicked out of China, pretty much out of Shanghai, by nationalists who were run under Jiang Jiechi, and during this time they started the Long March, where all of them marched right out of Shanghai, and they were pretty much forced underground. And during this time, Mao Zedong was elected, who would be known as the great leader who led them for a very long time up until his death. Then this long march led to the Chinese Civil War between the Communist Party of China and the nationalists. They would eventually win this great civil war, and they would start these harsh campaigns, such as the Great Leap Forward, which resulted in millions of Chinese lives lost. And they also started the Cultural Revolution, which completely changed China. The Great Leap Forward ran for a couple of years, and then the Cultural Revolution ran for a little bit longer than that, up until Mao Zedong died. And after he died, the Cultural Revolution was stopped, and there were a lot less restrictions on Chinese government. I got my information on the history of the CPC from Britannica.com, and it was an article on the CPC, and it was written by editors of the Encyclopedia Britannica. Now, going on to the next topic, the influence that the CPC had on the history of China. Without the CPC, the Chinese wouldn't have suffered through the civil war between the CPC and the nationalists. They wouldn't have had millions dead throughout the Great Leap Forward, and they had like a lot of scientists and whatnot say that the number is between 40 and 60 million people dead, and the number increases as the number of years go on. And then the Cultural Revolution after the Great Leap Forward left a large generation gap, and it also left a pretty good amount of corruption in the government, which is still there today, and also in the CPC. I got my information on the influences of the Communist Party of China from a sub-article called Consequences of the Communist Party of China under Britannica.com article on China. And that was by Jack L. Dole and Ernest P. Young and a lot of other people, just because it was the whole country of China. And I got more information on a CFR.org article that was on the Chinese Communist Party by Eleanor Albert and Bena Chu. Now, going on to my next topic, which is the influence that the Chinese Communist Party has today. They have nearly 90 million members today, and they have a leader, Xi Jinping, and he is their current leader. He was elected back in 2012. He has been said by many people in China that he is one of the most impactful leaders, like right up there with Mao Zedong, and he may surpass Mao Zedong in the coming years, even though he's only been there for around 6 years. Their ideology that they have is that of Marxism-Leninism, like I said before, which was instated by people like Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin during the Russian Revolution. I got my information on the influence that they have today from ChinaToday.org under an article called The Communist Party of China, and I could not find the author of that because there's no author listed on the article. But as I leave you guys, I hope that you have learned about the history of the CPC, the influence that the CPC had on Chinese history, and just exactly the influence and political power that they have today. I feel that all of you and all of us in America should go out and learn about the CPC and just what they do and what they have done, because they're a huge influence today on our politics, and they're pretty much the biggest political party in the entire world, like bigger than most of the political parties in America. And I really believe that we have a lot to learn from them, whether it's good or bad. And I think that we just need to know a lot about them so that we don't make the same mistakes that they did. And that's all I have for you guys. So thank you all for coming, and I appreciate it.